Wow, the Borderlands Pandora box is a good deal. Whew, it's only missing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That's a good deal. I need to hurry up and make all these guides for these games now. So it's time to cover a Dark Horse piece of content that I promised, a hidden gem inside that Pandora's box, and it's found inside the game that people often skip or forget. I not only think Borderlands the Pre Sequel is a good game, but its DLC, the Claptastic Voyage, is also amazing. In fact, I think it's a top 5 Borderlands DLC, sharing the limelight with the greats like Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep and the Secret Armory of General Knox. So I'm really excited to show you what this DLC has to offer if you have never seen it before, and I think you've never seen it before. It's chocked full of trippy hijinks, digital hellscapes, and some callbacks too. Plus it's got trophies to grab along the way. What more could you ask for? If you're going for Borderlands series trophy domination like I am, this is one of the ones where it's going to be more challenging to finish compared to the other DLCs. So I've bigged it up enough. Let's get into Claptrap's digital mind and try to understand what the hell is going on here. This is Platinum Hunters New Game Plus, the show where we take a look at DLC and add-on trophy sets and games without platinum trophies. Don't forget to check out the trophy guide for the base game of Borderlands the Pre Sequel, which I've linked in the description below and in the card at the top of the screen. And also, don't forget to subscribe for more trophy guide videos just like this one, because you might just find your next platinum trophy. As far as Borderlands DLC goes, this one might be one of the most difficult and will be thanks to the arena fights you'll have to do once you hit the endgame. But hold on, first we have to get there. So enjoying and finishing the story and collecting the 5 unmissable story trophies along the way is our first goal. This story right here is fantastic, especially the way it ends. Even though the pre-sequel tells the story of Jack in between Borderlands 1 and 2, it doesn't really fully explain what happens to all the Claptraps before the BL2 Vault Hunters get screwed by Jack. This DLC does, and in a great entertaining way. I'm not talking out of my ass when I say this is a top 5 Borderlands DLC. You even revisit some familiar places you've been before, and it creates this complete digital mind trip of a journey. It's excellent, and it's a shame the team didn't get to make more of these stories. Just like that, we have half the trophies in this trophy set done, so let's keep going. When you reach the subconscious area of the story, you will have one side quest to complete in the mission, the Temple of Boom. And it's missable, so doing it can be a little nerve-wracking, but I'll do my best to prep you before you start the mission. We're going for the Wheelie Fast trophy, in which you need to outrun the wheel that chases you at the end of the mission in the Temple of Boom. When you defeat an enemy called the Sponks and grab an item called the Original Design Code, be prepared to run, because a giant wheel that falls off of a Claptrap statue is going to come barreling after you. You start in a pit with the doors closed, but once the wheel starts moving, the doors will open and then you will see the exit in the distance. Run all the way to the end of the hall, which is a straight shoot, but be careful not to fall into bottomless pits or through the floors breaking beneath you. When you get to the exit jump towards the digital pad to get to safety, be sure to shoot the blocks covering the bounce pad. This whole moment takes less than a minute, but it's important you do this properly, because if you don't outrun the wheel, you don't get a second shot at this. You will have to do it on your true Vault Hunter playthrough if you miss it. If you do it correctly, you will get the trophy and it'll be yours. It's good to watch this video before attempting this because now you know what the whole ordeal looks like and can replicate it. Now we can collect 2 trophies while we are in the quote-unquote sanctuary of this DLC. While you're in the Nexus, where there's a big weird claptrap doing something, maybe. It's hard to tell with claptrap, honestly. The first trophy you can grab is called Sociopathic Networker. And you'll just need to talk to every claptrap holographic progression of his friends in this area. Or maybe I should say quote-unquote friends, because these statues are really dogging my boy here. There are a total of 5 statues to find, including Roland, Brick, Davis Pickles, Janie Springs, and Lilith. I've got a video down below to quickly help you find all 5 statues because this place is kind of a maze with a lot of different levels to it. Then we have the No Photographs Please trophy, which can be a bit annoying to get. You have to shoot 10 SpyBots before they take your picture. The problem is that these things are invisible, with only a hint being a red dot on your map showing there is an enemy buzzing around you. These SpyBots appear very infrequently over the course of your adventure, so the best way to get this trophy is to keep going to the trash dump area of the Nexus, exactly where the Lilith holo projection statue is located. Use a gun that can spray bullets and keep shooting around the area where it says the red dot is. Hopefully you shoot it before it takes a picture of you. Now, it's not a surefire thing that a SpyBot will spawn there, so if it doesn't, just quit back to the main menu, load up your save file, and try again. It is RNG based, so it might take a ton of times before you have the next one spawn. After you destroy one, quit back to the main menu as well, so you can hopefully get another one to spawn up, and keep repeating the process until the trophy pops. This trophy is a small grind, but hopefully Lady Luck smiles upon you to get it done quicker. And now, here we are, the promised arena. It's time to fight, and you can access this arena once you complete the Claptastic Voyage story. The arena is found in the area called the Cortex, and we have 2 trophies left to cover in this guide. We'll start with the It's Raining Cats and Hot Dogs trophy for completing a round of the arena using a mutator. So essentially, it's your first fight in the arena. Before we get into explaining what mutators are and get into the weeds of things, let's introduce the trophy, The Gift That Keeps On Giving, in which now you have to complete arena matches until you use all 9 game modes with all 9 mutators. Let me explain. You will fight in a 3-round gauntlet, and before starting up a match, you have to pick one of 3 things. First, there is the difficulty of the rounds, which for the purposes of this trophy, thankfully you don't have to mess around with. You can keep it on the lowest difficulty level if you want. Second, there is a game mode, and I have popped all 9 of them on screen now to show you what they are. These game modes are essentially game modifiers that grant buffs and debuffs to your character's status and stats. As you can see, some of these are good, like the Hyperspeed and Flow game modes, where you have a chance to take advantage of the buffs they are giving you. But some of these are also bad, like the Shoes Made of Acid and Vampire game modes. These ones suck, because they really affect the way you have to fight. The Bloody Good game mode was a pain in the ass because it puts the kibosh on using our action skills, which gives us the bulk of our damage. So that's 2 selections down, but on top of that, you have to pick a mutator, which is also on screen now. All 9 of them, these are them. Now these mutators affect your weapons and will encourage or deter the use of certain weapon types. This is awesome or garbage depending on what you're currently using in your inventory. I used a lot of laser weapons, so the Laser Show mutator was awesome. It's good to go into this part of the trophy run with a sizable arsenal of weapons, and I recommend doing this trophy at level 50 or higher and in your normal mode playthrough. The levels of these enemies will scale up with you to a maximum of level 50, so if you run the arena with a higher level than 50, the trophy starts to get easier. Playing on True Vault Hunter mode or Ultimate Vault Hunter mode raises the level cap of the enemies higher than 50, making the fights a lot more difficult. So, with all that explaining done, you essentially have to rotate through all 9 game modes and 9 mutators, completing all 3 rounds each time. If you double up on the ones you haven't done yet, you can complete this trophy in a total of 9 matches. However, if you do this, consider which ones you're pairing together, because some of these combinations can be a detriment to your success. You can also take your time with this and isolate the harder game modes using a mutator that might work better in your favor. You don't have to do it in 9 matches, and remember, you're getting paid in loot every victory, so that's a big bonus. I haven't really been emphasizing this too much, but this is going to be a difficult task even at level 50. I don't recommend doing this solo unless you are over leveled by a good margin. In some of these rounds you will get swarmed with really tough enemies and it won't take much to bring you down. Randomly, the last boss, Shadow Trap, could appear and make the fight longer and more difficult. If you can play this in co-op, do it. It's good to have someone watching your back and reviving you. Once you've cycled through all the game modes and mutators, completing the match using each, the trophy will be yours, and you will get 100% trophy completion for the Claptastic Voyage DLC in Borderlands, the Pre Sequel. Overall, I think this DLC is a must-play if you are a Borderlands fan, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. I mean it. It's a great story that gives you lots of context for the overall story, and it's a trippy adventure that will bring back a lot of memories. They might be heavily remixed and skewed, but I wouldn't expect anything else from our buddy Claptrap. This DLC is also great if you're looking for a challenge, with the arena run by Birthday Cat and Racist Hot Dog. You know, I should be questioning why a hot dog is speaking to us at all, but I'm more fixated on the racist part. Anyways, the arena fights will give you that pure combat experience you're looking for. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Platinum Hunters guides for the Borderlands series. I have lots on the channel and more still to come. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions are a fiery, smashing, great time, and peace out.